extinguishers that are right. Keep it safe and make sure there's no fire. Open to YouTube and look for Kids Fire Protection Answers.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to get into fire extinguishers, their types, their usages, the different types of chemicals that are in them, and what you can do in order to make sure that you are safe in the event that you ever have to use one. You have Class A combustibles, Class B combustibles, Class C combustibles, Class D combustibles, and Class K combustibles. So once a year, your fire extinguishers need to be inspected visually and physically, where we make sure that the powder is not compacted. You'll see the technician shake the canister to make sure that that powder is loose in there and flowing back and forth freely, because vibration in the building and just sitting there for so long can make that powder compact down into a solid disc. And then it's not going to do anything when you pull on that pin and squeeze that handle. It's just going to sit there and laugh at you while you run away from the fire. But you also have wet chemical fire extinguishers. You have compressed gas fire extinguishers for different reasons, different things. If, for instance, you don't want to use a wet chemical fire extinguisher or a water fire extinguisher on an electric fire. You just don't. Not a smart move. You want to use a dry chemical fire extinguisher for that. But if you're doing something with, say, pyrotechnics, you're going to want the proper extinguisher for what you're dealing with. If you're dealing with paper-wrapped pyrotechnics, a water fire extinguisher is fine. An electrical combustible pyrotechnic, you want a inert gas fire extinguisher like a halotron or a CO2 fire extinguisher, which will extinguish the fire and cool. That way you don't damage your equipment. If you are dealing with wood or cardboard or something of that nature, you want an ABC fire extinguisher, a powder fire extinguisher that's going to coat that area with powder to put out that fire and smother the fire. You could also use a foam fire extinguisher for this. However, if there is an electrical situation involved, you don't want to have that electrical to be functional when you use that chemical. Every 6 years, fire extinguishers that have a dry chemical in them, so powder fire extinguishers, BC, ABC, those types of fire extinguishers, require a 6-year service, which they empty the powder out and take the pressure off. They remove the top of the fire extinguisher. They'll replace the little grommets and the O-rings and the things inside that they need to replace. They will then refill the canister after they've inspected the inside, refill it with powder, repressurize it with the head back on, and put it back in service. Every 12 years, they do the same thing, but they also take that canister and they will pressure test that canister for 2 hours at a certain pressure to make sure that that canister doesn't leak or have any minor cracks that we couldn't see during a visual inspection. It's very important to have this done because you don't want a ruptured canister that leaks down 2 weeks after they send it back to the property. It's happened. It happens all the time because there are things that we just can't see. Sometimes an O-ring gets pinched. So yeah, there can be issues. It's very important that you use the right extinguisher for the right job. It's just like you're not going to use a tire iron to open your front door unless you're not so nice. You're also not going to use a pry bar to open your car unless you're having that kind of a problem. but you use the right tool for the right job. So same thing goes with fire extinguishers. You want to use the right kind of chemical or suppressant on the right type of fire. If you've got an electrical fire, you certainly don't want to spray water on it because you then become the problem. And the paramedics are going to have to pry you away after everything goes out. It's not going to be pretty. So, you definitely want to use the right tool for the right job. So here are some examples of what you can put out with the different types of fire extinguishers. You've got your ABC, standard dry chemical fire extinguisher. Your BC, a little bit different. Water mist. Class D fire extinguishers, which you probably won't see, they're pretty big fire extinguishers. They're yellow. Find those where you manufacture batteries and things like that. And then your Class K, which if you ever gone into a kitchen, you see that big silver fire extinguisher hanging there. That's what it's for. It's for the deep fryer. The reason I decided to do this video today on the 2nd of November is because November 1st, I was with the Time of Our Lives tour with Seventh Day Slumber, Sean Rodriguez, Magdalene Rose, and I noticed they had some pyrotechnics and they were using little tiny ABC fire extinguishers for home kitchen use, which I don't even suggest it for that. But I gave them my card and I told them, you know, if you ever have any issues and you really want the right kind of fire extinguisher, because this one doesn't really do what you need it to do. I mean, it will, but it's going to make a mess. Give me a call and we'll get you the right extinguisher so that you don't make a mess accidentally. Nothing like driving down the road and having your trailer with a big cloud of white powder behind it because your fire extinguisher decided to discharge inside one of the cabinets and it's now being blown out through the back of your trailer. So I had a conversation with them, gave them my cards, and hopefully they'll give me a call to get the right kind of fire extinguishers for their work. They did a great job. Here's a little video clip. All right, folks, it's that time.
Error. Do not panic. Do not move. Please remain calm. Panic. The situation is under control. Seventh Day Slumber will be your guide. Stand to your feet and please remain calm as we.
No matter what you cling to, the tragedy it brings you, never worth the climb. Surviving the wasteland, becoming the walking dead.
It was a great show. Well, if you have any other fire extinguisher questions, send me an email here. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Stay warm. It's getting colder out. And if you have dry fire sprinkler systems, watch these videos. They'll help you maintain your systems.
When you find your alarm sounds off in the night, don't make mistakes, get answers that are right. Keep it safe and make sure there's no fire. When you protection answers.